Hey, this is Greg from 3D Printed Solid. Got the Nexus. Nexus. Hey, this is Greg from 3D Printed Solid. We have the Nexus Pro here. Kind of popular, more popular recently. The cost is cheap. The gun is high FPS. Seems to be pretty decent. So we had several people asked us for accessories for the Nexus, and we came up with this array of stuff. So we got shoulder stocks, we got front ends, grips, mag wells, mag release levers, extended mag release levers. But the neat thing here is the spring adjustment. So what we designed here is a spring adjustment knob. So what this does is replaces the stock buffer. Very quick, very simple. Takes about 2-3 minutes. And allows you to adjust the spring, the stock spring, from dead stock on up to full compression. And what I mean by full compression is when the spring is extended in its relaxed state, it's some given dimension, and the full compression would be each link is touching each link, so it would be full compression. So at that point you cannot compress the spring any further. So this given distance gives you from stock to full compression. And what I mean by that is you remove the stock, standard stock, from the gun, and this buffer in the back here is replaced very quickly by removing one Phillips head screw. So to get this off, you just turn this clockwise to about the 9 o'clock position and the spring comes out. Remove the stock buffer, place it with our design. This brass insert is separate from the threaded rod, so make sure you don't lose it, but keep that in place. It should fit in there just like that. You replace the stock spring. You turn this boss until it's about 9 o'clock. There's a little bit of pressure there. Once you get it fitted in, you rotate it counterclockwise until it's at the 6 o'clock position. That's completely installed. You just replace the screw. So it's a number 1 Phillips head screwdriver. This should be flush, so that if you want to use your standard stock, you should be able to. It's going to depend on how much tension or compression you want to put on the stock spring, is how much adjustment you're going to have on the standard stock. We do make 2 different style stocks, and we're gonna cover all these accessories in another video. This is concentrating on the spring adjustment right now. So with this completely counterclockwise until it's loose, you can see it's loose a little bit there. You want to turn it in until you feel a little bit of tension, and that is your stock compression. So you'll be able to charge the weapon, and that should be your stock feet per second on the dart. And And then when you want to make an adjustment, you simply turn the screw clockwise, which is compressing the spring, and increasing your feet per second of the dart. You'll be able to go until the spring, once you're in full charge, once you're at this point, the links are touching each other. You won't be able to go any farther. And then that will be full compression of the stock spring. So we'll turn this completely in till it can't go no more. And you'll notice it doesn't fully charge, so I can't pull the trigger because it's not the bolt is not connecting. That means the spring is completely compressed, and yet the bolt is not connecting fully. So what you need to do is, now these are going to be slightly different. There's a little bit of variation in manufacturing. We do machine these completely in-house. Brass insert is machined specifically for this application, and this threaded bolt here is also machined for this specific application. So you'll notice that when it's fully closed, you may or may not need to make this adjustment. In this particular case, this one is fully closed and it will not complete the cycle. So we'll just take it a half turn out and we'll try to charge the weapon. There it goes. So completely back so that the bolt is now catching and you can discharge the gun. So that is full compression. The spring is completely closed and it still is able to catch the bolt. That will be the maximum feet per second you will get out of the stock spring and out of the stock gun. The only way to go further than that is to make further modifications of the spring, and there's other things involved there that include higher stresses on the internals, and we're not guaranteeing that. We are guaranteeing that this adjuster at full compression will not cause any internal issues. So we are going to do a portion where we show how many revolutions. It should be somewhere around 15 revolutions between complete stock, which is all the way out. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, so you notice it's loose now. So that means the spring is completely elongated. So you just turn it a little bit till you feel a little bit of tension. That will be your start point. So from there, 15 revolutions in is going to be fully compressed. So at 5 revolutions, 10 revolutions, and 15 revolutions, we're going to show you right here. We have a gauge to show you the feet per second and give you an idea of where you need to set this to get the desired output that you need. Alright, so now we got the chronograph set up here. We're just going to take completely stock Nexus Pro with our adjustment spring adjuster on the back. You want to make sure it's counterclockwise until it's loose, and then put a little bit of tension just till you engage the spring, and right there should be around stock pressure. Just using a 12 round magazine with standard elite darts. We're going to discharge the weapon. Load one in the chamber, and we're going to check, see what we get here. It's 140, it's a little high. Normally these guns tend to be around 120, something like that when a stock gun. It's 148, yeah, so this gun's a little hot. It's probably a little over what you'd be getting. 151. So what we're going to do is we're going to compress the spring 5 revolutions on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 47, not too much of a change. 146. 157. Alright, so we're going to give it another 5 turns. Now you can feel the gun. There's a little more tension in there. A little higher pressure. 174. 170. 179. Okay, so we're going to go full close now. And remember, this one completely closed should be around 15 revolutions. But we're going to back it off half a turn just because we know that this bolt does not catch on this particular this specific one. You can feel it in the gun. 172. 182. 177. 181. So anywhere in between this range, it's going to be generally between 120 and depending on your gun that you get, the specific one could be up to 200 feet per second. But this allows you to choose the range that you want to shoot at. Now, say you have a game that has a 150 max, you can just dial this down until you get the setting that you need, or dial it up to get the long distance that you need for your gun. If you're playing in a war with that has no limits, then you're good to go. You can leave this all the way completely in. You can use your standard stock. You can adjust it. That's as far in, so that will be maximum close distance. And then you have your adjustment probably out to about there. Is fully expanded. But these stocks are kind of flimsy. We'll show you video on the rest of our accessories. We have a thumb hole stock that attaches at the top and the bottom and gives you much more support, gives the gun a more one-piece feel. So check us out on the next video. Thanks.